Hey everyone, this is D'Angelo, aka Darth Max from The Geek Life. We're here at Anime Los Angeles 2018, just hanging out. Same thing with our other interviews. We're just finding people, anyone who is in the vicinity, to interview them. So hopefully we'll find someone pretty soon to interview. And someone pretty... Oh, how's it going?
Oh, me? Oh, little old me? Oh,
if you're here and ready for an interview, it would be an honor.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm in.
Yeah.
All right.
Why don't you be with me?
All right, I'm game.
So this is IAmVailence. She's a wonderful cosplayer. And yeah, could you tell us a little bit about yourself? If what you do and like beyond cosplay or yeah.
Right. So IAmVailence, literally, and yeah. So I do not only cosplay. I've been cosplaying for maybe like the last 4 or 5 years, so I feel like I'm new-ish to the community. But I started out like as an alternative model. And transitioned into cosplay, but I also make music, so that's something I'm really passionate about. I don't talk about it a lot. I was in a rock band for like 3 years.
Oh, right on.
And played shows in a rock band, and now I have some solo music, and the goal is to like do shows at conventions and things like that, because I love cosplay and I love music and I want to combine them.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what was your origin story? I was both a musician and a cosplayer.
Origin story, like where I came from?
Yeah, like how did you actually get into, let's start with music first. Was it something that you stumbled upon yourself, or did you have someone that in your family that actually introduced it to you?
Right. Music was something I was always incredibly passionate about, because music was my main source of joy and happiness, that even if I was having a terrible day, and like I had a really rough childhood, and music at the end of the day was always the one thing that could bring me out of it. That's like, okay, well, you know what? Things are really awful, but if I yell and scream with this like screamo song, like I'm old school My Chemical Romance, not really screamo, but like old school emo music, I'd be like, oh yeah, so angsty, and I'd get all my emotions in the music. Or I remember bringing my iPod like with me to high school and playing like the happiest rainbow bubblegum drop, like ridiculous Owl City or Never Shout Never, if anybody's familiar with that. So incredibly, insanely, like sickeningly happy, because that really brought me through the day. I would be like so excited for the next class or whatever. So music was something that always pulled me through, and I really like performing. I really love performance. It's also like why I do cosplay too, because I like the performance element of things. Like being in a costume, you're automatically like, okay, I'm going to be this character, and you kind of like step into another mode. It's a whole other persona. So I like them for pretty much the same reasons, that music gives me that outlet that I can perform, and when I perform I get to lay out my soul, that like especially when it's my own music as opposed to like covers. And even doing covers, you get to pick songs that you relate to, that you really love. But in performing my own music, I get to lay out my soul and really just be everything that I'm going to be. And if people don't accept it, like I really don't care. But but I just put it all out on the line. Like this is it, this is me, and I get to like perform that and be that in front of, you know, however many people, and that's really great. And I love cosplay for a lot of the same reasons, that I get to. For cosplay, you get to be something else entirely. That like you put on someone else's face for the day, and you get to be that persona. Yeah, I forgot what the question was.
It's okay. No, the origin story of music and cosplay, which you covered, so that's awesome. Okay. One question I love asking people is, you are going to attend a concert, and there's going to be an opening band, mid band, and then a headliner. Any band, alive or dead, you know, now or in the past, who would you want it to be? Okay,
I hope this isn't cringy.
You're good.
Yeah, still my favorites. I think. I don't want anybody to hate on me. Whatever.
You're fine.
Opening band, My Chemical Romance, old school.
Nice.
Not Black Parade, which like people might shit on me. But I really love 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
Oh yeah, that's the
if
best.
Anybody knows that album, it's my personal favorite. Opening band, mid band, Panic at the Disco.
Good stuff.
I love that. And my favorite band, still to this day, even through all their like changes, is Paramore. I love Paramore. Even like especially their new stuff. Like as they evolve, like I feel like I'm evolving with them, because I love the new stuff that they've come out with. They switched, and now they're making like 80s music almost. Yeah. And I really love it. I'm really into it. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, 3 bands. They're my favorite.
Right on.
Yeah.
And out of all your years of doing both music and cosplay, what would you say is your favorite moment of both of them? Was there a certain gig that just really went incredibly well, or just some song that you really just mastered a technique over? Or
Okay. And I'll focus on cosplay for this question. The convention that like made me want to do cosplay forever was Phoenix Comic-Con 2014.
Okay.
I didn't know what I was doing with cosplay. I was just excited to dress as anything. So I think I bought most of my costumes because I didn't know what I was doing. But I was like, I want to dress up, so I'm just gonna buy them. And yeah, I was so excited. I was just like so incredibly stoked. And I got to meet just some incredibly huge cosplayers. Everybody knows Jessica Negri.
Yeah.
And then her friend Lindsay. They were really close at the time, Lindsay Elise. And I met Ani Mia as well. She's an Asian cosplayer.
Yeah,
and I met all three of them in that same weekend and got to have like conversations with them. I was insane at the time, and I didn't really understand the community, and I didn't really understand like the gravity of who these people were to like, you know, to the community at the time.
Yeah.
So when I met Jessica, and this video is still up on my YouTube, when I met Jessica, I just whipped out a camera and I was like, hey guys, I'm here with Jessica Negri. And I was like, absurd. And now that I'm like, I've been around this community for a while, I'm kind of embarrassed about that. So I'm like, oh God, I love her so much. I feel so bad.
At least you had the courage
for being
to do
ridiculous.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I really didn't understand the gravity of like how many people just love her so much, and yeah, so I was just like a ridiculous person, like like next to her. But you know, she never forgot me. I've met her a few other times, and she's like, you, and I'm like, like, you know, but that's what made me really want to do cosplay, because I got to see so many amazing, beautiful, talented women who are succeeding in this industry and making their own brand, because I didn't know anything about this world until that convention. That's when I really got to see all of that, and I got to see these women just doing so well. And it was incredible. It was incredible to watch, and it's incredible to see so many people doing what they love and making careers out of being nerdy, or being sexy and nerdy, which is like also good. So yeah, that was definitely the convention to do it for me. That was the moment that I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be. Everybody's so loving. Everybody's so positive. And I had come from a world of tattoos. And I love tattoos, I love getting work done, but it's such a negative community. It's horrible. The community of tattoo artists is cutthroat and awful, and everybody's the worst kind of person to each other. Like even in their own shop, they don't support each other. Like in general, from every tattoo shop I've been in, nobody's supportive of each other. It's awful. So I came from that world. I was apprenticing and doing tattoos. And I did this convention for fun, and after that I was like, no, this is what I want. Like if I'm gonna make a career out of anything, I want it to be this, because it was just so much positivity, and that's what I needed. That's really what I needed.
As the years go on.
More and more positive and accepting.
And the flip of that question, what is like a disappointing moment or a negative moment that you would feel that you've been through, either through music, like a show you thought was gonna go super, super well, and like either the sound was off or like things went bad?
I've had quite a few shows, especially with my band. We used to do shows quite a bit. And this has happened a few times where like you work really hard to promote the show. It's really stressful. You're trying to get people to come. It's so hard to sell tickets as a band. I don't know if you've ever had to do it. It's so stressful. It's so tough. You're trying to sell tickets. Like you only make money if you sell tickets, and only if you sell enough. Like, whew, a lot of stress. So yeah, there have been quite a few shows, maybe like a handful, where I've worked really hard, and then I show up and there's like 3 people there. But it's a growing experience, and it still hasn't been, even though it's disheartening, and it's like, well, fuck. I don't know if you can put that in there.
You're
sorry.
fine, you're good.
But it is a little disheartening. But at the end of the day, I would just be like, you know what? I'm here, we're doing this, I'm still gonna give it everything. What's up, 3 people in the audience? Like, let's sing a song, like, you know what I mean? And still go 100%, because they're there. I don't want them to get shorted. Like, they still came for me. So like, I'm not gonna let those 3 people get shorted just because I feel like, oh, nobody came. No, you know, there's 2 people here, but there's 2 people here, so let's just do it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's happening. Yeah.
Exactly. It's still 3 people, better than 0.
Better than 0. It's better than nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
And Out of all the cosplays you've ever done, what has been one of your more favorite cosplays, but it's just a nightmare to wear, and for what reason?
All of them.
All of them? All right.
All of them are horrible. Never do cosplay. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if I can pick one. I think armor in general is very uncomfortable. Or I keep making things out of vinyl, and I keep thinking I'm gonna like it, but vinyl is a very uncomfortable material. And it makes you like sweat. Even though you're not hot, it's a weird experience. You'll be like cold and sweating, and then you just feel gross, and then the sweat makes you even colder, and you're like, what is happening to my body? Like, it's such a weird experience. And then I just keep making them out of vinyl. I've made like 3 costumes out of vinyl in the last like 3 months.
Do they at least like look good? Like, at the end of the day, you're like, okay, that's all that matters.
Like, they look so cool.
I'll suffer for my art. Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah, suffer for it.
Now, obviously, you are a geek and enjoy a lot of fandoms and all that kind of stuff. What was one of the more, or fandoms when you were younger that really got you into the world of like being a geek or a nerd? Was it anime that you stumbled upon, or novels, or any like, TV shows or anything?
I would say anime. I feel like everybody started with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
That was one of my first. Was Dragon Ball Z. Tenchi Muyo.
Yes.
I still have, like, I forget what her name is. She's like the space.
Ryoko? Or
I think so. And she has a little rabbit that transforms into this.
Ryoko,
Anybody like who's seen Tenchi Muyo will know what I'm talking about. It's a cabbit that transforms into a spaceship. I had the figure of that when I was like 5, and I still have it. It's like wrecked.
I think it's like
ruined.
Ryoko, yeah.
I would carry it everywhere. And I wonder what my mom thought, or if she thought anything, because like if she's like a half naked, like titties out, like space girl with a cabbit, and like this is fine, my 5-year-old can have this, whatever, but I loved it. Other things that like brought me into this whole world, I hate to be so cliche, but like Legend of Zelda, anything on the N64 was life. And to this day, I think one of my favorites currently still is like Portal, if anybody's a Portal fan.
Oh, yeah.
But there were so many things that, I don't know, brought me to this world. I still have like Sailor Moon tattoos. I have Cardcaptor Sakura tattoos.
Nice,
and Legend of Zelda. I mean, I feel like that's such a cliche answer.
It was such a great, it's a masterpiece really of gaming that it's okay. Like, it's inspired a lot of us, so.
Yeah, that was probably the original. Also got me into like elf girls. That I wear like elf ears just on a regular basis, and people are like, why? I don't know. Because elves are the best. Like,
right on.
They're my people. Yeah.
And out of all the fandoms, if you could pick one fictional character to come to this world to be your best friend for life, who would it be and why?
This is a hard question. That's really tough. Oh my god. To me, my friend.
Yes.
Okay.
Or lover. We've had people in the past be like, you know, can I have Vegeta? And we can't be friends. We can be more than friends or whatever.
We be more than friends? Fuck Bulma. Sorry, like, whatever.
Exactly, there you go.
Get her out of the picture. One fictional character that I can bring back. Oh my god, that is so tough. Sweet Jesus. Hold on. I got this. I totally got this.
Either the goodest of boys, the goodest of girls, or the baddest of boys or baddest of girls.
You know what? Yeah, if I could bring like Sonico.
Right on.
I love Super Sonico. That's such a cheap answer. But like waifu. I love her. Or maybe that's too cheap of an answer, but I do love Sonico.
That works.
She's so precious and just like the sweetest little peach. No! Does anybody watch, I'm talking to a camera, does anybody watch The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya? Haruhi owns my heart. Yeah, I think she's absolutely incredible. Yeah. And if you haven't seen it, it's about this girl who has such a wide and intense imagination that she essentially makes things into being without realizing it. So she believes in like aliens and ethers and time travelers, and all 3 of these people, she winds up like they exist because she believes that they exist, if that makes sense. It's a crazy series, and you don't realize that at first. They like go into it and explain it, and I won't spoil it any further than that. But that series is incredible, and Haruhi is such an oddball. She's this incredibly talented young girl, but feels like an outsider because she feels so different, that she has these weird, strange beliefs and needs to solve mysteries and has all these like desires that are very odd and different from your average teenage girl. And it was a very deep series that I don't know, is also very relatable. I feel like Haruhi and I would be besties for sure.
Right on.
Yeah, be like, we're both really weird. Let's do this. I'll go look for time travelers with you, chick. Like, let's go.
Perfect.
I'm in. Yeah.
Nice. And what is one piece of advice you wish someone gave you when you were first either becoming a musician or becoming a cosplayer? Now, a lot of people say don't give up and keep going, but what is one piece of advice that goes further than that?
Don't give up and keep going. Yeah, I don't know, that's a little too cheesy. But a piece of advice, I don't know if it's advice. I would say go into it knowing it's hard, but knowing that it's not impossible. Because I grew up being told over and over again that the things that I wanted were impossible, that, in fact, I mean, I even went to college to teach math. And in high school, I got my CNA license because I was like, you know, being a doctor is the only way to survive in life. But it's not. It's not. And so I really believed that everything that I wanted to do creatively was completely impossible. And that's horrible. I think that's a horrible thing for a child to grow up believing. So it is very difficult, the whole don't give up, because it's hard. It's fucking hard. That's true. That's true. Your dreams are going to be hard no matter what they are. But they're possible, and you should still go after them, because I think settling for less is a cheap move. I understand it. I understand settling for less, but I don't think anybody should have to. No. If you don't have to, I say go for it anyway. Until you get tired of it, and then reevaluate. Until then, keep going.
It's solid piece of advice, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And where can we find you online?
Oh, of course, the good old social medias. You can find me as IAmVailence. It's IAmVailence, IAmVailence, and Instagram, Facebook, everything. It's all the same tag. Yeah.
Right on, right on. Well, thank you again for sitting in the vicinity of me. I'm glad we got to chat and all that kind of stuff. Make sure to check her out. She's wonderful in every single way. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Get life.
Yeah.
I like it.